As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is year 7 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts, and write us a review. Show notes and a transcript can be found at 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Today's selection is from Surah 43, Az-Zukhruf, or the Golden Adornments, verses 16 through 35. These verses tell of how some of the Arab unbelievers regarded the angels to be female deities, being the daughters of God. Next, we are told the story of how Prophet Abraham recognized the oneness of God and rejected polytheism. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Would Allah choose daughters for himself out of what he himself creates and gives you sons? Yet when a newborn girl is announced to one of them, his face darkens and he is filled with grief. Do they ascribe to Allah the female gender who is brought up among trinkets and is unable to make herself clear in disputation? They regard the angels, who are themselves servants of the compassionate, as female deities. Did they witness their creation? They should know that their testimony shall be noted down and they shall be called to account for it. They say, had it been the will of the compassionate Allah, we should never have worshipped them. They have no knowledge about that. They were merely guessing. Or have we given them a book before this, to which they hold authority for their angel worshipping? The only argument they have to say is, we found our forefathers practicing this faith, and we are walking in their footsteps. Even so, whenever we sent a warner before you to warn a nation, its affluent people said, we found our forefathers practicing this faith, and surely we are following their footsteps. Each warner asked, what if I bring you a better guidance than that which your forefathers practiced? But they reply, well, we reject the faith which you have been sent. Consequently, we inflicted our retribution on them. Then see what was the end of those who disbelieved. Behold, Abraham said to his people and his father, I renounce the gods you worship, except him who created me, for he will surely guide me. And he left this statement as an abiding precept among his descendants, so that they should turn to it. But they started worshipping others, and rather than punishing, I kept on providing them and their forefathers the comfort of this life, until there came to them the truth and a messenger to expound it clearly. But now when the truth has come to them, they say, this is magic and we do not believe it. They also say, why is this Quran not revealed to a man of great importance in the 2 towns of Mecca and Taif? Is it they who distribute the blessings of your Lord? It is we who distribute the means of their livelihood in the life of this world, raising some in rank above others, so that one may take others into his service. But the blessings of your Lord is far greater in value than the wealth of this world which they amass. And were it not that all mankind might become one nation of unbelievers, we would have given those who disbelieve in Allah such houses whose roofs, stairways by which they go up to upper chambers, all made with silver, and also the doors of their houses and couches on which they recline, along with ornaments of gold. For all these are nothing but merely comforts of this worldly life. It is the life of the hereafter, which your Lord has reserved for the righteous. Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Thank you, and be well.